Well, yeah, I'm salary. One of my inside salesmen is salary, and my warehouse manager is salary. But then I had like four other hourly people there too, and we're not doing a damn thing. And I'm like, guys, I'm not staying open for this shit.
Yeah, it's like even though I get paid hourly, it's like I don't get paid enough like money to just sit there
Yeah.
and be
Well,
bored out of my mind.
but also like our hourly works so many hours. They were all already in overtime. Like
Oh,
we don't do anything. Like if you're hitting overtime, you just hit overtime. We don't give a shit.
Like,
I mean,
oh,
if our work would give me a fucking chair, I would happily get paid to just sit there.
well, it's different because it's like everybody on my like job is overtime except for me, and that's because my manager has it out for me because she's mad that I had to change my availability because of the wedding. And it's like I only work Saturday this whole fucking week,
That's fucked.
That is messed up.
and it's only 4 hours,
Yeah.
and I'm getting like paid 10.50. It's not worth it.
Well,
Are
let
you?
them know. Let them know for the other 36 hours in the week that you would appreciate hours for. Those are going to be diligently looking for another job.
Yeah. Seriously.
Yeah, I've been looking pretty damn hard.
Yeah, that's what I would do. All right,
Spe-
on to
Speaking
happier
of,
things. Let's play
sorry.
a game.
Speaking of Bird, did your woman ever actually find a new job? Considering the place she was, or maybe still is working at, keeps giving her the allergy issues.
She's working in Columbus now. That's who I got off the phone with, my wife. She said, "Hey, I just got off of work. I'm gonna be there in about an hour and a half, maybe."
Jesus,
Ah,
that's a haul.
Because she lives in or she works in Columbus. Yeah, she
Like,
lives in Columbus.
I don't know if it's just like an Ohio thing, but I worked at like Hotheads, I worked at PetSmart, I worked at Michael's, and they're all like that with their hours.
No, it's a shit job place. It's a shit job thing.
I mean,
Not an Ohio thing.
I also worked in Columbus, so I understand.
Hmm.
Columbus, Georgia. But yeah, I've worked there though.
I was gonna say, damn determination right there.
I don't want to freaking
um,
hear it. You and your parents used to drive hours away for a freaking water job.
I mean, fair, fair.
okay, continue.
but yeah, are we good to start?
Yeah.
Sorry,
100%.
stuff came up. So yeah, we open up with Draxus, Obi, and Scarlet outside of Barthen's Provision. Sorry I did not get to you, Draxus, on what all you could buy. If you would like to do that now, you can. Um, if you would like to not, that's fine too. It's up to you.
I mean, I figured we could probably just get stuff done instead,
All right.
depending on what we're doing. Obviously, if we're about to run off into battle, that'd be a bit different, but I don't know what's going on, so.
I was gonna say if you want to just quick rundown of uh stuff in Barthen's, I can give you that if you wanted to buy anything.
Yeah, yeah, sure. May as well if we're here. Don't know what's gonna happen, so.
All right, let me pull up the shopping tab. All right, Barthen's Provisions. Barthen's Provisions caters to the average man and occasionally to adventurers. They have for sale, and this is not just for adventurers, this is literally their inventory. Backpacks, wooden barrels, bedrolls, blankets, glass bottles, buckets, candles, common clothes, uh, various flasks and tankards, a vial of ink, softbound leather journal with 25 paper sheets in it, jugs, pitchers, a 10-foot ladder, a lamp, a hooded lantern, a mess kit, a steel mirror, a stack of parchment, um, a iron pot, a pouch. They are out of rations at the moment. 50 feet of rope, a sack, uh, a tent that can fit two people, a tinderbox, various torches, as well as they have bits and bobs that you can put together to make things like tools for cooking or tools for leather working, tools for wood carving, stuff like that.
torch it. I'll take. How much is going to be the journal and the lantern?
All right. Which kind of lantern do you want?
I guess.
You want
What's the difference between
the
the regular
hooded?
lantern and a hooded lantern? What really is the difference there?
So a regular lantern just puts out light in a circle around you. It doesn't spread as far because of that. It's kind of like a torch, but it can't be blown out as easily. A hooded lantern, similar, can't be blown out as much, but shoots light in a beam out from you.
Okay, I guess the journal and the hooded lantern. How much would that be?
So the journal would be 7 gold pieces because paper is fucking expensive. And the hooded lantern is 5 because D&D economy is terrible.
I have a question. So does the hooded lantern take place of what used to be the bullseye lantern? Or is there still
Oh
a
no,
bullseye?
I am thinking of the bullseye lantern.
Okay,
Hooded lantern is just the normal lantern then.
Okay.
God damn,
Sorry.
That's outrageous.
Sick brain. Yeah, no. There's a joke among the D&D community that 5e's prices are like inflation. Everything.
If you're saying a gold piece is like $100, like that's an expensive fucking journal.
It's also in medieval times where paper's fucking expensive.
That is fair. I was just thinking like a journal would be handy in terms of being able to write down directions if we're traveling through a cave and all that different stuff.
Also, the journal has vellum instead of paper. So I don't know if you know what vellum is.
Isn't that like a linen like paper?
Vellum is made from sheepskin.
Yeah, so stuff like scrolls used to be made out of.
Oh, okay.
It keeps pretty damn good. Water doesn't mess with it as much as paper does paper.
I mean, does journal really serve any purpose aside from role playing?
Role playing, you can use the sheets inside. Like if you have charcoal, you could rip a sheet off, stick it against something, and get like a imprint drawing, stuff like that.
And suddenly, I feel bad for all the sheep that had to die in World of Warcraft to supply all the inscriptions with their vellum. I never realized what that was. I thought it was just a fancy word for paper.
Nope. Vellum is made of sheepskin.
I'll just keep my stuff.
Alright.
They have chalk.
If you had healing potions,
They can get healing potions. They do not have healing potions. You'd have to put in an order for those.
that's a thing.
Yes.
Kevin!
You guys got some early in the game.
We used them.
Yeah,
That was
No,
good.
I think he was getting at. That's the thing for placing an order.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah,
Like, so you place an order. What when we get back, it'll be here.
It'll be here in a certain amount of time. They have somebody that they can. Thistle would inform you that we have somebody that makes potions that Barthen can get in contact with. But it takes a while for potions to be made, as well as the ingredients to be gathered. They tend to sell fairly well, but they are a tad expensive.
How expensive is a tad expensive?
25 gold, generally.
Good fucking god.
Yeah.
That's never mind then. We'll just
To
be on our
be
way.
fair, the average person doesn't need them. It's more of something that adventurers tend to get, so we put the price for adventurers.
Yeah, never mind. I'll just be on my way. There's nothing I can.
It is inflation.
Good god.
Yeah. No,
It's like everything I
it's
have.
bad. It's bad. Like, looking at the prices of things, like, you know how much a backpack is worth? 2 gold for a backpack.
You used to get that.
So a little boy in that town got to buy a whole bunch of peppermint sticks.
Yep. Like food and stuff. A day's worth of rations normally is 5 silver pieces, $50 for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So I mean, like, there's still things that make sense.
I would get breakfast, lunch, and dinner for $50.
You can get breakfast, lunch, and dinner for $50. I mean, to be fair, it's like pre-packaged. pre-dehydrated.
I mean, yeah, like if you ever go to the store and you go to the camping section and you get the freeze dried meals and stuff, they're like 12, $15 a piece.
Yeah. I
So, I
thought
mean,
about.
that's probably about what it's like.
I was gonna say, I
Yeah.
honestly thought about going around finding each of the individual items that you can buy in D&D and be like, all right, how much are you in real life? Let's just change the amount of gold you cost to this. But then I said, nah, that's too much work. I won't.
See, my ass would have done it. You can ask Perky. I've literally sat and did like computer stuff on like Reptiles for 3 days straight.
Corrupt house?
Reptile stuff, like for reptiles.
Reptile stuff. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm really sleepy.
I was gonna say, you sound like you're about to keel over.
I haven't went to sleep yet today.
And
I
we
took a
just
nap
ate
in
a
the car.
shitload of Cece's pizza.
Yeah,
Carb overload.
so I'm
Right.
just kind of chilling.
Are you sure you want to play?
I mean, I can force myself to stay awake. I'm okay.
Guarantee she's gonna fall asleep right after this.
Fun. Yeah, but let's just get this party rolling so that way.
Okay, if I do, just smack me awake when it's my turn.
I have done that in games.
All right. So, yeah, those are how much. Like, honestly, I've changed some prices just because, like, a healing potion normally is actually 50 gold. It's not 50 gold in my games. It's the healing potions are not worth 50 gold.
I was gonna say, for how much they saved us, like, yeah, they're good, but that's like literally everything we just earned.
Yeah.
It's like in Final Fantasy. I was trying to have 99 of every one of them.
Yeah, I know.
I do apologize. Prices will go down once, everything gets back to normal. If everything goes back to normal. But, sorry. Can't help you.
Bird could be a
Prices are
drag queen.
What was that?
You could be a drag queen. How easily you can sound like a girl.
I will take that as a compliment.
It was supposed to be.
But, yeah. I mean, considering the entire last three hours I was playing a girl character, I should hope I am able to sound like a girl.
It fucks me up every time.
What? That I can sound like a girl?
No, I think because I hear your voice now, and then I hear the girl voice. I'm like, wait, what?
Anyway, so yeah, you guys step out of Barthen's provisions. Nothing in hand to show. But yeah, what would you like to do? Hello?
Hello?
What would you guys like to do?
Party, what do you want to do?
Go ahead.
Well, what I'd really like to do is start a revolt. But I don't think we're supplied for that just yet. So, right. Yeah, everything's fucked. I just kind of went off a little bit on the Townsmaster because, I mean, shit wasn't anywhere near like this when I left, so a little bit pissed off. Also, my best friend's dead, so I'm still coping with that. So, yeah. I think I'm going to pay someone a special visit, see if I can't get more information about these programs. And, maybe at some point we'll see about taking the leader's head so everything goes back to normal.
Yeah, I mean, I mildly agree the fact that things here, yeah, you live in a wonderful place, buddy, good pal, good friend. But before we start anything, definitely I think Lothar should have an opinion on it. I mean, he did join us, and I mean, at the same time, this was just a job for me, and I got my payment, so very easily could just carry on my way out of here back home, wherever really home is.
Same.
You would know Coneyberry is still on the same route as Phandalin is. It's just a few days travel away. You take the same main road to it.
I got a little pocket garden.
Alright, so you guys go ahead and find Lothar. I'm going to head to the Miners Exchange and talk to a certain someone.
So I guess
Alright.
I'll go get Lothar's opinion then on what he wants to do.
Alright, so Obi is going to the Miners Exchange. Draxus is going to find Lothar. What are you doing?
I'm gonna chill out with Draxus.
Alright, so you and Draxus are going to go towards Lothar, did you say where you were going?
Yeah. I said I was gonna pay an old. Well, I said I was gonna. I think I just said I was gonna pay an old friend a visit.
Okay. So he's paying an old friend a visit.
But
you don't know where.
I could. I don't want to metagame.
If you want to retcon it and say exactly where you're going, I'm fine.
Well, I can at least make it so that they know that Silvar and I are old friends, so he would know who an old friend of mine would be, if that makes sense. If we don't want to like full retcon it, but we can retcon it. Just say I was going to Darren's. That's fine.
Yeah, that's fine. There sometimes retconning is acceptable. Very, very far and few between, but sometimes it is.
Yeah, I just didn't want to metagame it too bad, but yeah.
Yeah, so you would know that he's going to Barthen's, or not Barthen's. Yes, he's going to Barthen's Provisions. You just missed him. No, he's going to Elder
in and
Master.
out. I was coming in the indoor, you were coming out there door, we missed each other.
Yep, like ships in the night. Alright, so Obi, you are going to head down to, actually, if you'd like to drag your token there, all the way down to the Phandalin Miners Exchange. I get to.
Yeah, I know I'm kind of cheating because you gave me a more detailed.
You're fine. You know where it is. Honestly, I don't know why they put all of this into the hidden side, but oh well. All right. You open up the door to the Phandalin Miners Exchange. As you walk in, you see Halia, quote unquote, sleeping behind the desk. You've seen her do this a few times where she acts like she's sleeping just to see what people who would be coming in would actually do if they think they're not watched. As we get to introduce the party to where is it? Creature. As I find where she is, Halia. Show to players. There you go. There's Halia.
You're still muted, by the way.
But yeah, she's feigning sleeping behind the desk, waiting to see what you do. But you know better. You've known her long enough where you know what she's up to.
I walk up to the walk up to the desk and just slam both hands on the tabletop. Elia, wake your ass up.
She peeks an eye open and smiles brightly at you. Oberisk! It's good to see you. How was it, your trip?
I could give two fucks about that trip right now. I'm curious as to what the fuck happened while I was gone.
Oh, yeah, a lot of things. I'm still trying to sort out what everything's going on in the town. Let's just say, uh, things got out of hand that I was not able to keep strings on.
Yes, I know your strings, which is partially why I'm here.
So what do you need?
Names, addresses. I intend to fix this issue myself, seeing as how fucking Townsmaster has just been sitting on his ass this whole time.
She smiles and nods, gets up from behind her desk, goes over to the door, flips the sign to closed, and locks it and shutters the windows. Turns around to you, and she starts speaking in code. Obi, you have, as part of being a rogue, Thieves' Cant.
Yeah.
So she starts speaking in code to you, and you understand exactly what she's saying, but anybody who might be listening in would not be able to. She says, so you want translating this, obviously, because otherwise we wouldn't know what each other were saying. So you want to put an end to this. You're going to play hero. Is that what I'm understanding?
I wouldn't say play hero. Typically, heroes that let the bad guys live. There's blood on their hands. I intend to get mine bloody as well.
See, I have a bit of a problem with that.
Here we go.
The red brands could prove to be a useful tool for my line of work if they are properly whipped into shape, forged and gotten rid of their impurities, if you will. But I understand where you're coming from, so if I give you the information, you cut off the head, perhaps there can be a little bit of extra in it for you. Instead of it just being a revenge mission, I can throw a bit of coin your way, get things squared away, make sure that everything's all set up, and she reaches out underneath the counter, fumbles a bit. You hear the sound of what sounds like a false bottom being moved, and vials come up. We just got this in not terribly long ago from a traveler who was coming through here. Drow poison. Oh. Somebody left. Who left? What?
Bailey.
Yeah,
Why did Bailey?
Looks like her Discord fucked up. Oh, she got a phone call by her mom. Okay.
Ah. Drow poison.
So, let me get this straight. Instead of going full-on genocide mode against these red brands, you simply want me to cut off the main head of the Hydra, and I take it you are to take its place. Am I understanding that correctly?
She smiles and says, "You know me so well. There's a reason I like you." Don't worry,
Right.
they'll be put to good use, and they won't be troubling the town anymore.
Alright, but I have a few requirements for that.
Speak.
First, I need to know damn good and well that if you are to take control of this, that is going to be the end of it. Either you completely remove the red brands altogether and just have them working in another town, or they actually become useful. Number two, I need to know who started all of this. I'm assuming the leader, but you know. And third, I need the names of whoever in this fucking group is the one that killed my friend. They are probably going to get it worse as a leader, and are probably going to be the first to die.
Well, if one or two turn up dead, I mean, that's just the price of the job. Can't make an omelet without breaking a few eggs, now can you?
Alright, you got yourself a beer.
Wonderful, wonderful. So, I don't know if you've ever worked with drow poison before, but it is perfect for your job today. She takes these little containers that she has in front of you, says, "Now, this is some, how to put it? This is not lethal poison. It is more of a utility. See, the drow, at least the ones in Menzoberranzan, make this poison pretty regularly. It occasionally finds its way up into the surface world. But if you coat your weapon with this, stab somebody, it has to be delivered via injury. They have the opportunity to, just conk over right then and there. Not dead, but they won't be a problem for about an hour." She hands you 3 vials. I will let me pull that up for you.
Weight on those?
They are negligible weight.
Alright, so just don't bother running.
Yep. Let me pull it up. All right. Let me get you the handout for this. My apologies that I didn't already. Where is it? I put in magic items. I did not put in magic items. Move it to magic items. All right. So, this does take an action to put on a weapon. So it is something that you will need to use for, like, sneaking up on somebody and then taking them out with it. Oops. One second. Why isn't this working? Alright. Edit. Can be seen by. I'll just put it in all players. There you go. Get it to the proper place. All right. There is your drow poison. You get 3 of these. She says, "Now, as for names that you will need, firstly, from what I understand, they are being led by a magic caster by the name of Glassstaff. Seems he came in not terribly long ago on orders to, well, fuck shit up.
Not
don't know
terribly
exactly.
long ago, and they caused this much damage.
Let me see. She goes into her notes to try to figure it out.
You were? You fell asleep?
Oh, about 2 weeks ago, I think. So,
Huh?
this Glassstaff seems to be the leader.
What do you mean?
The two that killed your friend,
By the way.
let me see. I don't think I knew their names. Let me think. All right. Out of character, I did not think to name Red Brands, so they do not have names.
That's fine.
Hmm? I don't care.
One of them was a half-elf woman by the name of Tanir, and the other one was, I want to say he was a half-orc. I did not catch his name, though. The two seemed close.
Alrighty. You got poison, you got name. I am going to tear this place a new one.
Oh, Obelisk, by the way, if you happen to keep to our agreement, there'll be a...
I know. I will try not to get too stir crazy.
Oh, I was just going to tell you what the pay would be.
Oh, yeah, that might be useful.
The pay would be 10 platinum pieces, 100 gold. Buy
Looks
yourself
like
something pretty.
Hey. I'll get right on it. Oh, and
Out of character. Seeing as how I am in the Vandalin Miners Exchange,
Yes.
does there happen to be any leftover mining picks in the room?
Yes, there are mining picks, there are shovels, there are hammers, there is rope, pythons, climbing kits, all sorts of things that you could need for mining. There's even a lantern off to the side that has been enchanted with an eternal flame so it cannot go out. It's a bullseye lantern, so it only shines in one direction, but it will not go out.
right then. Before I head off, I'm going to be taking something.
And then I'm going to take a mining pick, the rope, the python, and the lantern.
That'll come out of your pay.
Can't get paid if everyone's dead.
Fair enough. And she gestures that you can leave as she puts away the false bottom behind her desk. Oh, put the sign back on the way out. We're still open.
I punched the door with enough force to flip the sign.
All right, you head out. Let's move over to Jaraxxus and Scarlet going to get Lothar.
Quick question before we
Sure.
get to that.
What's up?
What was the name of the lantern you said? You say like bird's eye?
Bullseye.
Bullseye, okay.
Yeah. So, are you grabbing the bullseye lantern?
Yes, the lantern, the rope, some pythons, and the mining pick.
All right. You can add that to your sheet. She does say it will come out of your pay if you don't bring it back. She's more concerned about the lantern than anything. Magic items and all that.
Yeah. Okay, you can go on with their section.
So yeah, Jaraxxus and Scarlet, you guys head up to Eldermath Orchard so that you guys can go grab Lothar. As before, I described it, it is an mostly apple orchard. The scent of various fruits is mingled into there, but it's very fragrant walking up. You do not see Lothar, and you do not see the guard captain, Eldermath. They're probably inside, though.
I guess I go just walk up and knock on the door, see who's home.
Lothar, you hear a knock. Your war buddy went to go relieve himself in the bathroom for a bit.
All right, I walk up to the door. I open it up. Well, my dear friends, it is a pleasant time to see you. I have some dire news in which I have just recently have been obtained to, and there's an endeavor I must seek out with relatively due haste.
Well, you're not the only one. That's kind of like why we came up here. But, I guess you can go first, being your friend's house and all.
Well, he has just informed me that there is a series of undead attacks that have been occurring in the area, and myself, as a dear cleric of Tyr, I cannot abide by this, and I do believe yourself, as a paladin, also in due haste would feel the need to assist.
Well, it sounds like this whole freaking place is just following this shit. Then.
Oh, you do tell. What else has occurred?
Well, from what Obi's been saying, it appears this place has been pretty much overrun by Neanderthals wanting to just take everything for their own. Seeing as he's our friend now, if you can call him that, I only saw it fit to try to help him out in reclaiming his house and his home and his entire town. Because, undead, that sounds relatively pretty important, but if these people are coming in here and trying to pretty much take this place for what it's worth, there's not going to be much left for anything to come and die.
My dear boy, it sounds like we have many of birds, but we have many of stones that we can throw.
What are you saying? We should split up?
No, my dear sir, that would be preposterous. We would be best used if we put our efforts forward to all endeavors that we need to do.
Yeah, I agree there. I'm just saying, if the undead come here and these people have already, pillaged this place to the ground, what's there left to save to begin with? So I would say we should probably start with, where we're already at.
The thing we need to do is make sure that we tackle these encounters, these problems, these situations in a manner that best suits our moments that we have. We did just recently battle, but we also are well rested at the moment. We can gain supply. Speaking of supplies, you wouldn't happen to have been to the shop today, have you?
To Barthen's? Yeah, I just left there.
Splendid. Do they have chalk?
Not what they gave me.
They would have chalk. I have a list off to the side, but chalk is one of the things that they would probably carry.
Well, that is splendid to hear. I do believe that I will need a rather large quantity of chalk. It is for matters that are very, very important to me.
Anything I can help you with?
My dear boy, I just need 100 pieces of chalk.
Well, I assume Obi probably mentioned where he was going, right?
Did you?
I don't think so. I think he just walked off, technically, so never mind then.
No, I mentioned where I was going. I just didn't mention who I was seeing.
Ah, fair. Well, I mean, that's back on the way down towards the miners' exchange, at least in the direction Obi pointed. We could swing by there and go and collect him and see if he has any idea where to get started. Unless you would prefer to go tackle the undead first.
My dear boy, it'd be best if we go with the most arms at our hand. If we get one, we can knock one out, come back, rest ourselves, regain our spells, and endeavor on another adventure. My dear boy, that's why we do it.
Sounds good to me. I mean, do you want to go tell your friend there where we're heading off to instead of just disappearing?
Well, I'm not gonna wait for the poor man. I'm not gonna sit there and disappear while the poor man is going to his own business. I will gladly wait the extra couple of minutes to ensure that he is back.
What's this about you disappearing now?
My dear good friend, we are going to be using our forces to help your town out.
You're going to be challenging the Red Brands.
Oh, well, it seems like we'll be doing the red brands, the dead brands, and the in-between brands.
Sir, by the time we're done with them, they will be entirely red.
He kind of looks you up and down, looks over to you, Lothar. Is this your new squire?
My dear boy, I have left the idea of squiring away from me. My goal is to help everyone I come across now. I've seen too much, I've hurt too much, I have been the pain. The best thing for me to do is pass on my knowledge to anyone who's willing to listen to an old soldier's tales.
Fair enough. Well, what do you think? Kid got it in him?
There's a moxie in these two that I have not seen in quite some time.
All right. I don't really have much that I can offer to help you.
Do you mind if I take a couple of apples to snack on the way?
Of course.
Ah, splendid. Dear friend, it was lovely to see you, and I shall see you again shortly. With better and better news with each passing day.
He nods. You guys head out?
I would like to get Barthen's provisions, please.
All right, yeah. You guys head over to Barthen's. Once again, Cecil is the one that greets you and says, "Back already?"
I was informed that you may have some pieces of chalk available.
Yeah, they're over there in the corner. 1 copper apiece.
Splendid. I will take 100.
I'm sorry, but
I do require 100 pieces of chalk.
of course, coming right up. She goes over and takes out a little box, and she starts taking out each piece of chalk, counting it. It takes a little bit to count out 100 pieces of chalk, but eventually she gets it done. Slides the container over this little wooden box and motions you over to the counter. That will be 1 gold piece, sir.
Splendid.
Are you sure you can? Are you sure you need 100 pieces of this?
I just want to make sure the weight of chalk is still negligible, correct?
It's still negligible.
Okay, yeah. My dear.
If you wanted, I could say it's. Then 100 pieces of chalk will cost £1.
So basically, the reason why I do it is my late brother. He would always buy 100 pieces of chalk on his character. It used to be a joke, because the reason why he did it was that he wanted chalk to mark things in caves, but he hated breaking gold, so he just bought 100 pieces of chalk. But then we found out later it's actually really fucking useful later on.
Oh yeah. It's one of the adventuring items. There's a lot of adventuring items.
Because we found out like you can use it to like distract people. You can throw stuff down a tunnel. You can throw stuff across a cliff or something like that to make a noise. I mean, it works in a million different ways. I do like having it. And that way you just get 100 of it. So like it takes you a long time to worry about running out.
Yeah, I will make you run out within the next session. No, I'm kidding.
Oh no, I'll use it, but that's just it though. Like I mean, for you get 100 pieces for one for yeah, you buy 100 at a time. That's great.
Yep. So yeah, you buy the 100 pieces of chalk, and she very flusteredly gives it to you. Not sure why you would need 100 pieces of chalk, but I mean, she gets commission from selling stuff, so she's happy.
My dear madam, I do appreciate this. This is going to be quite handy in our endeavors, in our adventures, and our shenanigans. We shall leave forward from forth.
Well, just make sure those shenanigans don't involve defacing public property with all that chalk.
My dear madam, I am an artist, but not of the fingers, but of the tongue.
She kind of looks at you, unsure of how to take that. She kind of leans over to Scarlet. Is he flirting with me? Was that supposed to be? Are you flirting with me, sir?
Madam, I apologize if I gave you the wrong impression. No, I've been gifted with the ability of gab, from my father, my father's father, and my father's father's father.
Ah, well, okay then.
However,
nice
you are a very lovely lady, and I do wish you the utmost wonderful life.
Thank you. Well, have a good day, sir. Sir, unless there's anything else that you need.
No, ma'am, this is all I shall require at the given moment. We might be by later for other provisions, but at the current moment, we are sufficed.
All right. Well, as a note to let you know, we are currently out of rations. There was a fellow who came by about a week ago who bought us all out. Maybe 2 weeks ago, somewhere like that.
Very well. Thank you for informing me. Do you know when you might get your next shipment in for it?
Well, you just got in the new shipment. It's just more of going through everything and making sure that it's all put together.
Very well. Well, do have a wonderful day.
You as well, sir. You guys head out. Obi, you just came from the Fanlin Miners Exchange. Where would you like to go next?
I am. Hold on, give me a sec.
You're fine.
I am going to visit the House of the Drendar, see what all happened.
All right, you're going to go to where? I didn't catch that.
The Bell's house, you know, the Drendars, him, Nars, and Mills. See what all happened there and see if there's anything I can find.
Gotcha.
Clues of sorts to see, like, where the others were taken, just, you know, yeah, I'll figure it out when I get back.
Fair enough. Let me pull it up. There you go. All right, so you come to this house. There is still a little bit of rust coloration in the gravel outside near the side of the house, where your token is comparatively to the house. It does appear there was a scuffle of some sort, but if you want any more information than that, I need you to make a check.
Perception check.
Investigation check. Because you are trying to find some clues. Nice. So with a 3,
I've been there.
I don't say shit. I'm fucking sick.
Looking around, you become misty-eyed as your feelings and memories come back to you, and you're constantly having to like blink away tears, and it's making it really hard to find anything. Hey kids, you want to see a dead body? And it's making it really hard to see really pretty much anything. What you are able to find with a 3 is there was a scuffle. He did not go down without a fight. You see a little bit of like a scrap of red cloth, like caught in one of the bushes that is stained a little bit red. Definitely didn't go down without a fight. You do see drag marks, but they quickly go into the grass, and they quickly go into like the main thoroughfare, and then like it gets lost because there's so much traffic throughout there that it's just the trail's so cold. But yeah, that's what you find.
I wander inside the house, looking around, all the memories me and Phil have shared in here, and just
Going inside, you do see that there was a struggle in here as well.
at least I know you didn't go down like a bitch. You were always there whenever I got into a scuffle at the bar. So many people we have to punch.
How?
So many asses that we kicked.
I mean, you're tired.
But now we
man.
can't do it anymore.
So I get it.
I swear, I'll find your wife and your kids and I'll bring them back. And I'll fix this little town of ours.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it was ever perfect, but it was whole. And our home is being destroyed right in front of my eye.
You're fine.
Anyways, go ahead.
If you'd like to make another check for what you can find inside the house, you may make another investigation check, by the way.
Right.
Because outside and inside are two different crime scenes, technically. 14.
Canceled on me.
You do find a little bit inside the house proper with that. So going through, you do find that there is no blood. It seems that his wife and children were not at least killed inside the house. At least they were dragged out before anything happened. Going further, looking into things, it seemed there was a little bit of a fight. There's like an overturned table, some smashed glassware. You also find some notes on alchemy and herbalism. It's in Thel and Marina's room. In addition, you also see a painting that you hadn't seen there before, though you didn't really often go into their room. It looks like a fairly small, quaint town, an alchemy shop. I think that it might have been commissioned for them. There is a little, not really a plaque, but like, looks like they scratched into the wood of the picture frame Thunder Tree. That's it.
Thunder Thunder Tree?
Thunder Tree.
Okay, trying to think. Okay, so if I were to see if maybe my character knows something about what that term means, would I have to roll like a history check or
That's
something like
exactly what you'd have to roll. That would be a history check.
that? Woohoo, I'm figuring shit out on my own.
In fact, I will.
And
I
I'm
was
just like,
about to say, in fact, I'll give you advantage on it
ooh, sweet.
because you were so close to this family.
Woohoo.
All right, so with an 18, it would have been the 7 and the 18 for your rolls that would be accepted. With an 18, you know that Thunder Tree is Myrna's old home, but it was actually fairly recently destroyed. It's a town up north, actually near where you just came from. It's fairly near Neverwinter.
Right. Okay. So, knowing that Myrna was, pharmacist, can I spot any, like, leftover healing potions or something of the sort? in the town?
With that 14 investigation, it looks like she was in the middle of making healing potions, but it doesn't seem like there's anything.
And,
Not with a 14.
okay, and are there any leftover tools that Fell left behind?
That Thel left behind. Yes, you would find his tools. You can add a woodworking, is it wood carver's kit, as well as a not cartographer's. What's the term? I look up the toolkits because he was proficient in both. Tools. All right. He was proficient in, so you can add if you would like to take them with you. Wood carvers and carpenter's tools.
Okay, so would I put that into my tool section or just in my normal item?
In your normal items, you are not proficient with these. This is just
Alright.
you finding the stuff.
Okay, say those again.
Carpenter's tools
Alright.
and wood carver's tools. There would be enough set stuff there for an alchemy kit and herbalism kit. However, that stuff is all like smashed and destroyed because very fragile stuff and there was a scuffle here.
Right. And now I have a question for Perky.
Eh?
I have a question.
I'm not there, but okay.
What do you mean you're... No. Not a question for Terexis, a question for Perky as in you.
Oh, okay.
Being you had a fairly similar line of work, what would you suggest a carpenter would have that could be used as a weapon?
I think the answer is mildly blatantly obvious, which is a hammer.
Hammer,
Okay.
wood chisel.
Yeah.
Because I'm thinking, like, if and when I find the people that killed Fell, I find it a poetic justice if I were to kill them with Fell's tools.
Oh, you're talking about like what kind of things a woodworker would have.
Well, woodworker, carpenter.
carpenter's a little bit mildly different. Yeah, hammer. Hammer, chisel, saw. Yeah, let's just go all horror movie with this and just start hacking off limbs with a freaking with a saw.
Alright. And, yeah, after picking up the, Cell's tools, I leave the house. I linger a bit in the doorway, being like, don't worry, buddy. I'll bring them back, and I'll get to revenge for what they did to you.
And I think I'm done on my side. If you would like to go back to
I didn't catch that. Sorry.
Which part?
The entire thing. It just sounded to me.
I said, so as I go to exit their house, I linger a bit in the doorway.
Oh, I caught that. Sorry. I thought you said something else after that.
Oh, I said, and which point I think my section's done if you want to go and back to the others, see what they're doing.
Okay. Yeah. So, are you going to meet back up with the others?
Yeah, I think I'm pretty much done with what I feel like I
All right.
wanted to.
Then, Obi, you meet back up with the others outside of Barthen. Oh, you already got yourself there. Outside of Barthen's Provisions, as Lothar comes out with a small wooden box, looking like he had just bought something.
My dear friend Obi, how are you doing this fair afternoon?
Not too great. Still, coping with the fact that my best friend is dead. My town is up in flames.
My dear boy, I'm sorry to hear that.
But don't worry, I do intend to make things right. I've already met up with an acquaintance of mine.
Very well, and we shall seek our rampage of justice together.
So, what's on your mind?
Oh, we are. Drax is.
You mean other than you buying a fuck-ass load amount of chalk?
My dear boy, this is a necessity for our endeavors going forward. You will see shortly.
Oh, no. I'm sure that it's going to come to use, but good God, man. You going to eat that?
If you have serious heartburn, indigestion, or upset stomach, it will surely help you.
All right, Tom. Where's that Pepto-Bismol?
Anywho, Obi, we were on our way down to come and meet you, and we were going to say that given the fact that we all just went through hell together, sure you did not plan on coming home to this, and, well, it's just not in me siding here with horror to walk away from this and not help you in any way to get your town back and get these freaking reddish assholes out of this place, because this seems like a nice, peaceful little place that they just decided that they could walk all over, and it's just not right. It's not right.
It was a nice little place. Although I couldn't see it half the time. I was very regular girl.
Well, as I do agree with our dear friend Draxus on this, I may not have used such the colorful language he did, but he does prove a valid point in the fact of we have been comrades together in arms, and we are all faced with a grave decision of protecting these great people of this city, this town, this place of dwelling. I do feel like we need to combine our resources and help those that cannot help themselves.
Oh, trust me, I'm gonna help myself plenty. There is some blood that needs spills for what just happened here.
Judging from the people I've talked to, are you the only one in this place that even knows how to swing a sword?
I mean, I prefer shooting an arrow, but still.
Same concept.
Yeah,
Well,
but it's,
in my endeavors in that I have seen, it is not that it is hard for someone to swing a sword, yet the difficulty is, do you know what to do with said sword? I have seen children in battle holding weapons of death, yet they had no reason to ever be near it. And that's what we need to do now. We need to make sure these children never have to see such horrors.
You have any idea where we need to start? Did your acquaintance tell you anything?
The only thing I was aware of is the red brands are causing trouble, and the undead are being disruptive as well. Um, I do find either one is a violent place to start, as we cannot tackle all at one time. I think I just heard punch her in the face, but I don't know if anybody else heard that.
Okay, sorry about that. Wife came in. Yeah, so, yeah, you guys gather up. Red brands. Sorry, where were we?
I would.
Yeah.
However, before we get started on all this, I would like to say goodbye to my wife. Let her know what's going on.
Oh, my dear sir, I feel like our best ideas are to have another good night's rest before we start in depth. What time, by the way, what time of the day is it?
Oh, it's not. It's not even like it's maybe a little after noon.
Yeah, we might want to realistically wait until tomorrow to start hiking on, like just get there and get back, sort of a deal.
I'm gonna say it's. Do you know where they're at?
That's actually a valid point. No, I don't. No, wait.
Okay.
Did Darren tell me where? Like, I think all he told me was that there's an issue. I don't know if I remember being told like a location.
So, 1 second. All right.
I was gonna say, if you're going back to your house, Fluffy, I think my weapons need some sharpening, and I don't know. You think you can get a pound of mithril to stretch in the chainmail?
I suppose.
You strike me as the type of dude, Brock, that would have the fucking glasses that went down into the pop.
I mean, I did at some point. Yeah, but no. So that table, we actually got a custom piece of poster board made at Kinko's to fit that 6-foot table, to have the 1-inch grids on it. You can see the 1-inch grids. We laminated it, and we covered an entire 6-foot table with that laminated piece. So that was our whole game board.
Have you seen some of those fucking LED ones that people have made?
Oh my god, they're so freaking nice. But damn, dude, I couldn't even imagine what that would cost me.
Like, when I was down in Alabama with some friends of mine. They took me to their card shop, and that guy had one, and it was freaking crazy. They were playing Warhammer on it. First time I got a view of Warhammer, like I've seen stuff of it, but seeing how crazy it went, even going to measuring and people like looking through windows, I'm like, that shit's freaking nuts. I did not comprehend one little bit of what they were doing, but it seemed cool. I've seen tons of like the little miniatures that I've thought about just buying the miniatures because they just looked cool. Which is also funny, coming from the guy that says that his dream is to run his own comic book store.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
It's funny though, like I actually cracked up my binder last night of all my old Yu-Gi-Oh cards, and I did not realize I spent 45 minutes talking to Bailey about every freaking card I had in there, and what it did, and how it did, and how. I was like, oh geez, we just spent an hour of me just ranting about old Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
Got my brother's old Yu-Gi-Oh cards in a box somewhere. I have no idea what they and everything, but I have them.
Came across my old Slifer card that I remember folding and putting in my pocket and carrying it with me places. I'm just looking at now like I was a fucking moron. That card would be worth so much money right now if I didn't destroy it with freaking 11-year-old sweat.
All right, grab a beer real quick. Be right back.
All right, I have arrived. Is everyone here?
Well, literally just said he was going to get something to drink.
Yeah.
All right, fair enough. Oh, maybe you can wait for a second.
Okay, then a few out of
sorry about
character
that.
questions. Does Barthens have playing cards?
Yes, Barthens would probably have playing cards.
Okay, because that was on the list of things she rambled off. And second, would a pound of mithril be enough to make chainmail?
No.
Damn, never mind.
No, it would not.
How much would you need?
If you look up, you can look up armor, D&D 5e. Any of the armor weights that you see, half that, and that's the amount of mithril you will need.
Because I was thinking about what I could do with what I have, and given the fact that Obi being a smaller person, being a dwarf, I was like, maybe he could make a little bit of chainmail out of this.
So for medium and small creatures, they require, or for medium and large creatures, they require roughly the same amount of material. I know it's weird, but it's just because while a dwarf is considered a medium creature and a gnome are considered a medium creature, they've got like a foot height difference on average between them. So that's why they do that. Just to make things simple. Plus, there's the whole, you don't always use everything because you're knocking out impurities.
Okay, so saying chainmail is 20 pounds, so you need 10 pounds?
Yep.
Got it. So it's probably better used as a currency, rather.
I was going to say, until you get enough, if you get enough, yeah, it's probably better used for currency. Because not a lot of people will actually carry around gold pieces. That's kind of very rare.
I mean, yeah, given medieval times, it was done with a lot more just trading of stuff.
I'll give you a chicken and my daughter's hand in marriage for your cow.
That
Medieval
I'm gonna raise and I'm gonna slaughter.
We're talking about the cow, right? Yes. Is their menu looking all right?
Because I'm just looking at, given the fact this is going to be like more so just another role playing session instead of actual stuff happening. I was like, well, then I could go to the inn and try to make some money
Yeah.
with my freaking ghost hand in my gambling addiction.
Yep. Alright.
Of course,
I was supposed to put these in there, right?
I also need to go to the tanner and get Clark's head dealt with so it stopped dripping blood down my pants leg.
Yeah, Obi might be able to get you in contact with a pretty good tanner. The plot twist is the tanner is his wife.
Ah.
Dun dun dun.
Playing cards. You wanted to buy them from Barthen's.
Yeah.
Let me pull up how much playing cards are. I should have thought of that fact that you would probably buy playing cards, but I didn't. Playing card set costs 5 silver.
Deal. Got it.
Weight is negligible.
Okay, carry on.
Is Brock back?
Oh yeah. Sorry. Yeah. I'm sorry. I just don't like interrupting when people are.
You're fine. We're waiting for you to come back. So
yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah. My bad.
You're fine. You're fine, my fair gentleman. You're fine. Alright, so you guys meet up outside of Barthen's Provisions. Obi, I did forget to mention this when you were asking for addresses. So you would be able to find out that the Red Brands tend to hang around the Sleeping Giant and the ruins of the Tresendar Manor.
Okay, sorry. Could you start over? Apparently my mic stopped working for a few minutes, so I had to change.
No, I will not start over. The fact that you missed it, not kidding. So
you were here. Fuck you.
When you asked Thalia about where the Red Brands would be, she would tell you that they tend to hang around the Sleeping Giant and the ruins of Tresendar Manor.
Right. Oh, and also when my mic was refusing to work, I was trying to get a hold of Draxus. Hey Draxus, I have my own set of playing cards, but they're not the traditional type. I have this game that I play. It's called Wizardry: The Congregation.
Is that a ripoff of Magic the Gathering?
Yes.
I do love it.
I've been holding on to that for like 2 or 3 weeks until it would be relevant.
I was 100% laughing over here.
So I was thinking that was going to be a reference to Hearthstone. And then you pulled out Magic the Gathering.
Wizards the Conjuring.
No, Wizardry: The Congregation.
Good God. Love it.
I play a mono black deck, because I'm an asshole.
Any hoosers. So, we're heading back to your place really quickly, right? You mind throwing some sharpening on my sword? And could you possibly point me in the direction of a tannery around here?
Yeah. They're the same place.
Listen, I want it tanned. I don't want it cremated. Very funny.
No, I'm not joking. My wife is the town's tanner.
Well, ain't that a quinky dink? Because I figured it'd be nice if I can get this thing to stop dripping blood down my pants leg and onto my new fancy cloak that I have as I strike a pose and it billows.
Yep.
Think you can give me a friends and family discount since I saved your life?
It depends. Are you gonna blow my cover the next time I'm trying to hide from something again?
Listen, that hill was much more steep than I pictured it was going to be. And I'm not graceful.
Oh, I'm well aware of that.
Listen, you gonna sharpen my sword or not? If it's dull, I can't save you. And if it's dull, I can't take their heads off and add it to my collection.
Fine. I guess everyone just pile into my house.
Sweet, you got a spare bedroom?
With a man your size, probably not one big enough.
I was gonna say, Obi, you have a spare bedroom for when guests come over, but it's dwarf-sized stuff, so like everyone's feet would be hanging off the bed.
I figured.
Yep.
Right. And just to reiterate, before we go in here, there is to be no mentioning of me being an assassin, okay? My wife does not know. I would like it very much to stay that way.
Think so?
Got it, got it. So you're not in. I pretend I'm about to yell the word assassin, but I just whisper it.
That's... He's not a what?
He's not an asshole, is what I was going to say. He said he was going to get me this head tan for free.
Oh,
I
jeez.
never said free.
I thought that's what you just told me over there, my new friend. He's going to totally put a wonderful edge on my new sword, I say as I drop it into his arms.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
Maybe it
Hold
might
on.
be free on the blacksmithing end, but you have to consult her for your tanning.
What? I'm sorry. Hold on. First off, why do you have a head on your belt?
So, we ended up running into a bit of trouble here on the way here, as you see, your husband here is not exactly the most graceful person. He decided to alert an entire cave of goblins, and I saved him, and I figured to stop anybody from trying to cause any more of a ruckus with us, I decided to take a memento of their boss.
I'm going to stomp on his foot before he gets another word out.
Make me a deception check.
Alright, give me a second here.
Draxus, make a deception check.
Oh, okay, my bad.
With a 15, let me roll to see what if she notices. Alright. Moira. Okay, so it's just a basic D20 roll. 2 GM. Well, she rolled a natural 20. So she just kind of looks at you, looks at Obi, looks at you. Hold on, honey, that doesn't add up from what you told me.
I whispered to Dorks, I told you she was allergic to bullshit.
Listen, I didn't know what you told her. I just figured.
Can someone... Obi, come clean with me. What happened?
No. What I said happened was true. Like I said, I was coming back from selling my wares over at the city, and there was issues with the local goblin population. Yeah.
Okay, ma'am. I just decided to try to tote my own ego. I was actually the one that made all the ruckus. I just was embarrassed by it.
Hold on, guys. Sorry, I gotta mute again.
Asshole stomping my foot.
What, Perky?
Said you're an asshole for stomping my foot. That was my ass kicking foot.
Oh, you want to run in your mouth.
Also, come clean. Fluffy, I don't think your character's bathed this entire time. You're not clean. Ooh.
Okay, can y'all hear me now?
You got you.
Okay. No, for some reason my Yeti mic just decided to stop working and was like, unplug it, plug it back in. Oh, hi, how you doing? God damn it, Barack.
What'd I do?
I just looked over at Facebook again. God.
All right, sorry about that, guys. So, what was I? Where were we?
Draxus was trying to bullshit Moira.
Yes. Yeah. She looks to you, Obi. Obi, honey, tell me what really happened.
And then Draxus was talking about how, oh, he was just making it up to stroke his own ego.
Obi, your new tiefling friend? Your new devil friend? He's not a very good liar.
I may not be a good liar, but I am a good fighter. Okay, I had to try.
And you losers. This is the party I was talking about. I have convinced them to help with our current predicament.
Mm-hmm.
And I've decided to help them.
I'm sorry, are you gonna run that by me one more time?
My dear madam, if I might interject into this situation, there are troubles facing your dear fair town, and we are trying to help remedy all situations that y'all seem to be facing.
Do you have to bring my husband into this? I know it's our town, but I don't want to lose him.
My dear madam, I will look over him very well. You know a couple of my dear old friends from the war here in town. Darren is a very dear close friend of me, and he can vouch for my ability to keep people safe and away from harm.
And Moira, you gotta understand, I'm not much of a fighter, but Dale's dead. His wife and children are gone, and gotta find them. As long as I stick with these, I have a hope of finding them and bringing justice back. You know how much this means to me.
She kind of looks at you, and it's a long, hard look of just searching, and she nods and she says, all right, all right. You there. What's your name? She gestures to Lothar.
My dear ma'am, I am Lothar. I am Lothar of the Appalachian Hill people. I fought alongside many of men in war, in battle, and I myself am a cleric. My healing abilities are very, very well done, and I shall keep your husband safe in the moments that shall come forth.
All right. You know war?
Yes,
And
ma'am.
Teach this dumbass.
I have
Teach
seen too much of it, but I shall see more.
Teach this fool here how to keep himself alive and use cover and whatever it is that you use and you do to not die. Teach him. He's pretty handy with a bow. He does some hunting from time to time, but make sure he stays alive, please. And you tiefling, what, Obi? What was his name? What was your name, sir?
I'm Draxus Armstrong.
Jaraxis. You said you're a fighter.
I mean, I don't want to toot my own horn, but I am pretty good at what I do.
Right, well then. She gestures to a seat. Sit down across the table from me, Armstrong.
Of course, I say, sitting down right across from her.
She pops her elbow on the table and says, let's see how strong your arm is.
Yes!
Are you kidding?
No, I'm not kidding. If you're going to say that you're a strong fighter, let's see if you can actually wield a sword. See if you can actually have the muscle behind your blows.
Okay. Obi, is she serious? I'm actually going to arm wrestle your wife?
Hold on, is this in character or out of character? Okay, one second.
She's dead serious. And I wouldn't take her too lightly. She may be small in stature, but she's the arm wrestling champion of the town.
Bless you.
Thank you. And thank you.
Okay, I assume strength check?
Athletics check.
Athletics.
This is going to be a series of athletics checks. All right, so you lock hands and you start pushing. And you immediately start getting overpowered.
Go, honey, go!
As she starts pushing your arm down, and you realize Obi's not joking. She's got some muscle mass to her. You feel your arm start going down. You're about a third of the way down. Make another athletics check. But you're easily able to push it back into the center as you get used to her strength. And you're locking eyes dead on. As this battle of strength continues. Make me another athletics check. She starts pushing real hard now. But you're able to just slightly overpower her, and now you're getting her further down. She grits her teeth and she smiles. She says, "Oh, am I gonna lose?" Let's see. Once again.
Oh, for the love of...
Oh. Her smiling in that ferocious, smiling that ferocious smile. You just are taken aback for a moment, and you almost slip up, and she goes from one side to the other, and now now you're about to lose. And she's pushing your arm down. I need another check. 10, 20. She slams your hand down on the table, and you lose. She hops up and throws her fists in the air and says, "Still undefeated."
Oh, honey. He's still doing it for me.
She smiles and she grabs you and pulls you in for a big smooch. She turns back to the rest of you. All right, Armstrong. Might have lost, but proved your point. I think you got a little bit of strength. What of your friend there? Wait, honey, is this the vampire you said that you're traveling with? She looks up and down, Scarlet. Traveling with 2 priests.
I won't lie, she is passed out on the bed.
Silent type, I guess.
Silent but deadly.
You sure that you can handle her if she goes feral? You too.
Oh, don't you worry. She might be what she is, but she has proved herself to be on the right side of, well, of her right side.
Madam, as fierce as she may be, she is merely just a teddy bear just wanting to be loved.
Besides, even if she did go feral,
she looks up at you like, I'm sorry, what?
And besides, even if she did go feral, sure Lothar could take care of it with a sacred flame, right?
Right? Please tell me I'm right.
That is true. I do have the ability that is gifted me by Tia himself to be able to strike down foes very quickly from a ranged position.
Tia clearly didn't give you the ability to aim.
Oh no, dear sir, I hit very hard. I just do not strike as hard as I wished.
Bird.
Yeah.
You have no idea how great that was. Like, I just threw that in there as like something for my wife. I didn't expect you to actually implement it.
You give me stuff, I'll use it.
Oh, it's beautiful.
All right, so she turns and kind of nods to all of you. Says, "All right. If you think you can keep him safe, then I guess I'll have to trust you, Obi. Just don't end up like that."
I'll try my damnedest. And here, I go over to, I assume, the bag of gold that was from the job we just finished laying on the table. I take only half of them, like, I give her the bag with the remaining half, and like, here, if something does happen to me. But I promise you, I'll try everything I can to prevent that. This will keep you going for a while.
She nods and she puts the gold aside. I'd rather have you than gold. She brings you into a hug. Keep this fool safe. He's the only one I got.
My dear madam, I will do everything in my power to do so.
I appreciate it.
Trust me, I'm
God's
the type
broke
of
the mold
person,
on this one.
I will put myself in front of danger to make sure that everyone else I care about is protected in the slightest.
Gods broke the mold on this one. They ain't gonna be finding another one like them. Now go be heroes.
So about that tanning, I say,
Oh,
putting his
shoot.
head up on
I'm
the table.
terribly sorry. I'm terribly sorry. Here I'm going and being dramatic, and there's still work to do.
I'll get to work on your sword.
All right, Obi, make me a Smith's tool check as Moira is going to make herself the check on if she is able. Actually, I'll just say she tans it. She's well enough. How well do you do this sword?
You said Smith's tools, right? And just do it at normal.
Yeah, just do Smith's tools. Query attribute, this would be dexterity. Because you're not like banging a hammer, you're sharpening blades. A 9. It's you work on it. There's some nicks that you can't seem to get out, but it's not like you made it any worse. It's just more of like you would rather give Draxus another sword and this one just be reforged anew. It's mainly your pride that kind of gets in the way here of like it needs to be perfect. You're used to like this isn't a perfect thing. Let's melt it down and throw it into the scrap and turn it into something else. And you're just kind of like looking at this blade and you're like, this is shoddy craftsmanship. 1, they didn't use the right steel. 2, they didn't even do the right forging process, so this nick is not going to come out. And you're just like, the entire time you're working on it, you're just like focused on that. So that's why you're, it's just, you don't do anything better or you don't do anything worse with it. It's just, it stays where it's at. Old Dwarven craftsman, better than any other craftsman, including the craftsman of the gods. Do you know why? Because the craftsman of the gods is made by a dwarf.
I mean, we legit have time. He could melt it down and start over and make me a better one.
It would take him an entire day's worth of work.
So with the head being tanned, does that lower the weight?
Yes, it would.
Sweet.
Do you know how you actually tan things?
Leave it in the sun.
What was that? Y'all spoke at the same time.
He said you leave it in the sun.
No. Well, you kind of do. But that's not the main thing.
I know the general somewhat idea of it, but legitimately fully on no.
Fun fact, you use brains to tan things, so she would have to scoop out the brains and other things to use to tan this.
Because the oils that are found in the brain are perfect for the hide of the animal used.
Yup.
So
I'm glad that you know that, Brock.
Oh, well, I do medieval combat fighting. Like, I know people that actually work on leather, like, professionally.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
It's just one of those facts that I learned on my
Yo, it's a weird fact. Once you learn it, you're like but then like after like you're just like, I mean, it makes sense though.
Yeah.
Weird facts. Hey, Obi, you want to know some facts about sloths?
Or koalas.
But yeah, you give Drax. Are you gonna give Draxus back his sword, or are you gonna try to work on it in full?
I mean, just out of character, would that be, say, ready by the time that we got to the next session and actually went and start fighting people, or am I stuck just bitch slapping people?
It would be ready by next session. I'm not gonna give you no sword.
I mean, you technically could if you wanted to go full on roleplay, like, oh no, it's not ready yet. Figure it out.
Yeah, but if it's not ready yet, then Obi is still sitting at the blacksmith as well.
Fair.
You'd be one sword down and one person down.
Well, I keep neglecting to look at this part of my character sheet. Could I attempt it again, but use my inspiration?
Yes.
Which that just means I roll with advantage, right?
Yes, but this would be you doing it for the night. If you're going to reforge it, it is going to be. It's not going to be dexterity anymore if you're reforging it.
What would that be then?
Reforging tends to be strength based, but I know strength is your worst stat.
Yeah.
I'm probably not gonna make it strength based for you. Especially considering you're a smith, you'd find other ways of doing stuff. We'll say it's more of a. We'll say it's a constitution check because it's more of going throughout the entire night while you're working on it. More of an endurance test than anything else.
Right, so Smith's tools again with advantage, rolling Constitution, right?
Yes. $14. All right. So yeah, you definitely are able to get him back a sword that is better than what the one that he had previous. This takes into the night, so you guys would take another long rest. Obi, you do not take a long rest because you have to work throughout the night for this. I need you to make me a constitution check. Or sorry, not check, save. No, it is a check, sorry. Which I think for you is the same thing, so it doesn't matter. 17, hell yeah. So you've worked throughout the entire night before. It's exhausting, but it's not enough where it's something that you've pushed your body over the brink like this. Like you've done this before. It's not uncommon. So you're able to muscle throughout the night. You do not take a level of exhaustion for tonight. For not sleeping. You are tired. Obi is very tired because he did kind of push himself throughout the night, but he's not.
Someone get this man a sensu bean.
Yeah. Draxus. He was working on which weapon? Your greatsword?
Yeah.
Okay. For the first 3 swings that you do against an enemy made with this weapon, since he worked on it, you will have a +1 to your strength and damage rolls, or to your attack and damage rolls for the first 3 swings.
Okay, I imagine should be somewhere I can write that down.
No, you just have
it's called
to
open a notepad.
Ooh, notepad, that's very true.
Obi, if you rolled really high on that check, it would have been a permanent bonus.
Damn.
Bastard.
Masterwork.
Yep. I'm glad that you realized that, Brock.
Mm-hmm.
Masterwork.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Masterwork's the shit.
I was gonna say Masterwork, getting permanent bonuses to already existing weapons.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and then one thing.
Do you have to have it Masterwork in order to enchant it in 5th Ed?
No.
Oh, okay. I know you used to, it had to be Masterwork in order to enchant.
Remind me how much we got from the job, considering I just took half of what I actually got total, and the other half was my own.
You got 15.
Okay, so I've got 15, or I have 7.5.
No, I'm saying you were paid 15 from the job.
Okay, so that would be what? 7 gold and 50 silver? Or...
5 silver.
Okay. Alright.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm trying to do like WoW conversions where it's like base 100, so 100 copper to a
Yeah.
silver, 100 silver to
You're-
a gold.
You're fine. Brock, and actually Obi, since you're also doing smithing, with me overhauling the tool checks and stuff like that in 5th ed, since it's pretty much bare bones how it is, I'm making it where if you roll a 20 or higher when you're doing a smith, like a craft check, you get to add half of your proficiency bonus rounded down to like the strength and attack rolls for weapons.
Okay.
So that's how you get masterwork.
Okay.
So, yeah, Obi could have made masterwork. It's just, it gets easier to make masterwork once you get more skilled and further on, kind of thing. It doesn't have to be a nat 20, it just has to be a 20 total. So, anyway, yeah, you guys wake up the next morning to a Obi coming out of the forge, glistening in sweat, looking like a male model, holding this brand new great sword. It looks real nice as it glistens in the forge light. And then Moira comes over and she just kind of looks at him. You were up all night again, weren't you? Couldn't get any freaking sleep with all your hammering.
Well, to be fair, all I
To be fair,
intended
you
to
look
do.
fucking hot.
I'm sorry, what did she say?
To be fair, you look fucking hot.
I mean, yes, but originally I only intended to sharpen it. Turns out it was a shite sword and it just pissed me off working on it, so I made a brand new one.
Fair enough.
So, what are we gonna do about me looking hot?
We're gonna kick the rest of your crew out, and I'm gonna give you a right proper goodbye.
Yeah, I can do that.
And then fade to black that.
Shit.
You guys gather up after everything is said and done the next day. What would you guys like to do?
I'm gonna go gamble.
All right. So you'd go to the Stonehill Inn.
I'm honestly just gonna go hang out with Darren.
All right, you're gonna hang out with Darren. Obi, where are you gonna go?
I'm actually gonna follow Jiraxis. Try and make sure he doesn't get into too much trouble. It's
All
more
right.
than likely he's going to fail to cheat at whatever he's going to be gambling at, and I'm gonna have to kick someone's ass.
No.
And
no,
I'm
no.
gonna-
I have a plan.
I'm gonna assume Scarlett's gonna stick with you.
Of course, I'm gonna be stuffing those playing cards into my boots.
Look, I'm not saying that's a bad idea. I'm saying that's a terrible fucking idea. These people are a little bit cutthroat when it comes to gambling, so if you're not gonna play fair, it might be best to just have a knife in your boot instead of a card.
Listen. I have a plan, okay? Okay, cool. Just follow me. Stay quiet. We got this. I have this nice
Oh,
fancy sword in case something goes wrong.
Oh, you're the one telling people to be quiet. Didn't work last time, remember?
Shush. I got this. It's not my first rodeo. I mean, it might be, but you don't know that. I got this.
Not your first rodeo, but it might be your last. Look, you go ahead, do whatever the fuck you're doing. I'm getting a drink. It's been too long.
Want to bring me one? It's on my tab. I'll get it.
I'll think about it.
One second, roll 20 crashed on me.
No.
Alexa, stop timer.
It sounds like food's here anyway.
Oh, then we can call it now if you want to.
Yeah, we can do that.
Good session. Good session.
And then can we do like text role play for just the general stuff for the rest of the evening and stuff?
Yeah, of course.
Awesome.
I'm sorry I couldn't do it last week.
No, you're fine, dude. Dude, trust me, you're great. Don't worry, it's great.
All right. Well, thank you very much for your time, and I will see you all next week.
All right. Appreciate you guys.
Yep.
Don't overdo yourself.
I will.
I got some booty. I got some booty.